How do we ensure that the departed are safe? By Krishna's mercy. Shocha shochasikam shocyam dinam dinanukampase. Kasya kovanu shochosti dehesmin budbudopame. Quote, whom are you lamenting for when you yourself are pitiable? Why do you pity the poor when you yourself have now been made poor? While in this body that is like a bubble, how can anyone look at anyone else as being worthy of lamentation? Hanuman speaking to Tara, Valmiki Ramayana, Kishkindha Kand, in Nilanta 3.
This is going to seem like a silly question. It is based on something I have been feeling in relation to the departure of a loved one. Now I am going to emphasize that I was prepared for this all along. Not in that the precise moment or throughout that horrible ordeal, but I knew back when I was a child that the parents will eventually pass on. Every one of us will, in fact. It makes sense that Sri Hanuman would compare the body to a bubble in teaching that we should not necessarily pity those who have left this world. I want to know about the travels of the departed. What can I do to influence a positive destination? When we send something somewhere, we put trust in the delivery mechanism. When we send our children to school, we hope that the teachers and the administrators will keep everyone safe. We have to trust. There is no other way. What about for the departed? How can I be sure that they will arrive at the proper place? What if something goes wrong during the travel? If the individual should happen to get lost or placed in the wrong destination, what recourse is there? For the people left behind, what can they do to help the situation?
The Upanishads describe the situation of two birds sitting on a tree. One bird is enjoying or suffering. They have choices which they act upon. They enjoy at one moment and suffer at another. This is all based on their decisions, which are made out of ignorance. The other bird simply observes. It is neutral. It does not interfere in the movements of the first bird. That first bird represents the living beings. The second bird is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These two birds are always together, in every birth in the material world. This means that it is impossible for anyone to get lost. At the very least, God, in his expansion as Supersoul, is always with them. Paramatma is always with Jivatma. Quote, the personality of Godhead is described as Vastu, or the substance, and the living entities are described as Vastavas, or the innumerable samples of the substance in relative existence. The relationship of these substantive portions with the Supreme Substance can never be annihilated, for it is an eternal quality inherent in the living being. Srila Prabhupada, Chaitanya Charitamrit, Adi 191, purport. As far as influencing the next destination, it is said that the human birth is the best opportunity for escaping the cycle of illusion caused by birth itself. This means that I can finally take direction from that second bird. Instead of choosing on my own, instead of falling into illusion, instead of lamenting loss and celebrating gain, I can find the proper way to move forward. I can surrender fully at the intelligence of the highest being of all. Bahunam janmanam ante, jnanavan mam prapadyate, vasudeva sarvam iti, sa mahatma sudurlabha. Quote, after many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Lord Krishna, Bhagavad-gita 7:19. The same Hanuman who compares the body to a bubble also shows us the way forward. He is a symbol of sacrifice. He embodies devotion. Sometimes he is with the Supreme Lord personally, and sometimes he is all by himself. He is always under the protection of the divine energy, however. This is due to the link in consciousness. This link is known as yoga. As explained during the appearance of Nursing, the devotee automatically liberates many previous generations in their family. if they should appear in this world, make their mark in showing others the proper way to live, reach the state of liberation, the honor both ascends and gets liberally distributed. Shri Bhagavan Uvach, Trisaptabhi Pitaputah, Pitribhi Sahate Nagh, Yat Sadhosya Kule Jato, Bhavan Vai Kulpavnah. Quote, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Prahlad, O most pure, O great saintly person, your father has been purified, along with 21 forefathers in your family. Because you were born in this family, the entire dynasty has been purified. Srimad Bhagavatam 7:10-18. This means that the best way to benefit myself, for my own eventual travels in the afterlife, is also the best way to benefit my family members. The ones I care about so much showed me the way through their life of allegiance towards the dedicated servant of Sri Rama, and I can best honor their memory by following that same devotion. In closing, hope that safely sent, now that away they went. Wanting next destination best, that with liberation blessed. When with Hari to stay, that benefiting same way. For others previously appearing, all concerns disappearing.